Married at First Sight Season 12 has kicked off with what I would say is a lively bunch. And it is kicked off here in my city, Atlanta. So I'm excited to give y'all my thoughts on this season's Married at First Sight. Welcome to another episode of The Fruitful Wife. All right, guys, so I am so excited about another episode. You guys know that we had a great time reviewing season 11, which was in New Orleans, which is my home state, y'all. Well, of course, New Orleans is not a state. Louisiana is the state that New Orleans is in, but it's not the capital of Louisiana, which is the state that New Orleans is in. But y'all know what I mean. Louisiana is my home state. I was born and raised there. So it was there, and now it's in the city that I live in, which is Atlanta, guys. So I am super excited. They have given us another 5 couples. And in season 12, we are seeing a lot of histories first, which is interesting. We have someone who has already been married before and is divorced, which we have never seen before. And if I am not mistaken, we have our first interracial couple that will be marrying. So this is going to be an interesting season. They have already introduced us to the couples, and I already have thoughts about everybody. And you guys know I want to hear what you think too. This channel is about marriage. I am Brittany, your marriage cheerleader on this channel. You find marriage motivation. You find marriage information. And of course you find reviews on TV shows about what? You guessed it, marriage. So if that interests you, go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and join the Fruitful Family. It will be so swell. I thank you for joining me today. We're gonna have a swell. I couldn't find a word that rhymed with today. Anyway. Okay, so let's get into our couples. So they did the kickoff special and introducing the couples. First, we have Clara, a flight attendant. Now, Clara seems like her name should be Brittany. I don't know why she puts me in the mind of Britney Spears. I don't know why. Does anybody else get that? No? Okay. But yes, she is very bubbly. What I got from her while they were introducing her is that she likes old men and frat boys, which is like extreme opposites from one another. But I guess really old men and frat boys do have one thing in common. None of them are ready for committed relationships, right? I guess so, because frat boys are into partying, they're into being social, they're not really into settling down and having families. And then old men are just looking to relive their youth because most of them are in a midlife crisis, right? So I guess that's what they have in common. She keeps connecting with these men who are not ready for commitment, who are not ready to settle down, and who do not want to take a relationship with her seriously. And she has mentioned that she has had her feelings hurt so many times. I put next to Clara, chases low integrity men. And, you know, you'll find out on episode 1, the premiere episode, why that's the case. What she's looking for in a husband is she wants a man who is confident. She says she wants a man that's confident in himself. I want a man that's confident in me. And I want a take charge type of man. She says that she's really big on civil and human rights, and she does a lot of peaceful protesting concerning those issues. And she says that whoever she marries would have to be into those things too, and take those kind of things important as well. I wrote down that she's a social butterfly, a dog lover, and she mentioned that she doesn't want to live life alone. I see, just from looking at her, because of course I don't know her, and of course we know that these shows edit a specific narrative about a person, but I'm just going to give you what I get from what they give us, right? And Clara seems like she has low self-esteem. And the reason that I say that is because usually people who know their self-worth don't attract people to themselves that treat them with low self-worth. You know what I mean? Like normally if you know who you are confident in who you are, and you know your self-worth, then you don't entertain people that will treat you less than. And we see that that has happened to her a lot. So I'm hoping that her low self-esteem, seemingly, of course, does not interfere in her ability to cultivate a stable and a great marriage. Hallelujah. Okay, so next we have Chris, who is 27, and he's a finance manager and a restaurant owner. Now, hashtag bless. You know how they give each other names. What is Clara's name? Clara's name is Miss Sassy and Spunky. Perfect name for Clara. And Chris, who's 27, his name is hashtag blessed. And the S's in blessed are money signs. And that definitely fits him. Out the gate, he says that he wants a woman, he wants a wife that is submissive, sexy, and a freak. He says he wants a max of 7 children. He says he wants to replicate himself through children. Okay. He said, get this, he was an ordained minister, but that wasn't making any money. Moment of silence for that. He's a hustler type. Decided that he was going to just up and move to Florida randomly, sleep in his car, and work his way up to the top. Ended up getting a 6-figure job as a finance manager in Atlanta. My opinion is that he's materialistic, he's puffed up, and he may be borderlining narcissist. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he proves me wrong. So we see Chris, you know, it seems a lot about the money. You know, I'm in a place where I'm financial, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with a well-dressed or well-kept man. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think that there is anything wrong with a man taking pride in how he presents himself. I think that there's something beautiful about a man who wants to build and create a legacy. And I think that there's nothing wrong with wanting 7 children. I don't think that there's anything wrong with the things that he said. It was the way that they came across, were they not? That was interesting to me. Okay, moving on. We got ERIK, who's 34. Pilot in the Air Force Reserves. And he says that he's afraid to grow old alone. He travels a lot. Now, ERIK, who is 34, is our first Married at First Sight contestant. Or is it a contestant? I don't know if it's a contestant. But person chosen that has been divorced. He says that when he was married before, it was all about his career. He stayed gone. He never, poured and invested into his marriage. And that's why it ended in divorce. And now that he's achieved all of his career goals, the only goal that he has is to have a wife and to be married, right? He says that he wants to share accomplishments with his wife. He's a dog lover, and he wants an independent, down-to-earth girl with a sense of humor. You're going to see why that's hilarious in a little while, if you don't already know. ERIK seems like he's cool as a cucumber, you know what I'm saying? He seems like he's a little goofy, a little nerdy. He comes from a very conservative and traditional background, which he continues to state over and over and over. And when you find out who he is matched with, you will see why that is even more hilarious. But you know what? I can say that opposites do attract. But there's a difference between opposites and in two different pages, in two different books, on two different planets, on two different wavelengths. Opposites is one thing, but I mean just totally, you'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, moving on, we have Brianna, who is 28, and she is an engineer. Brianna is so gorgeous. Oh my goodness, she is gorgeous. And she reminds me, not necessarily that she looks like my church sister, Courtney, but she carries herself like my church sister, Courtney. Just absolutely gorgeous. And my sister, Courtney, she's gorgeous too. She says she doesn't open up easily, and she considers herself picky. She wants a man, a husband that's patient, physically attractive, financially stable, social, and makes more money than her. It feels like everything except patience is very surface level. And I'm wondering, does Brianna really know what it's going to take to really be a wife and to accept a husband on a deep and emotional level? Because most of the things that you said were kind of surface level. Maybe that's just what came off the top of her head. Maybe she does know what she wants from a deeper standpoint. We'll see. And she is a clean freak. And not only is she a clean freak, but she goes out of her way to clean up behind people as well. Very interesting. So next we have Haley, who's 28. She's a sales rep. Now, Haley has not been in a relationship in 7 years, and she's been a bridesmaid 14 times, you guys. I struggle back and forth because, the general consensus would be that it's going to be difficult to go from being completely single for 7 years into being a wife. But from a Christian standpoint, that's kind of how it's supposed to be, right? You aren't supposed to be in a bunch of serious relationships, right? You are supposed to save that one serious relationship for marriage. I'm hoping that her past hurt doesn't throw her off, because she's been hurt deeply twice. One relationship she was in, he kept on ducking and dodging her. He was playing peekaboo in her life. And then the last time he popped up with another woman pregnant. And then the second one, someone that she was very interested in, was an addict. and a substance abuser. And she said that those two things just really deeply hurt her, that she just kept to herself from 7 years and worked on herself. I don't see anything wrong with that. She says that she is healed from those past hurts and she's ready to move on to commitment. Okay, so Ryan, who's 29, is a project manager of a software company, and he is calculated and routine. Okay, so he said that he has never said I love you because he holds marriage and love at the highest regard, and he knows not to use the word lightly. I wonder if that's really the case, or is he just afraid to say I love you because it's such a big commitment? I wonder, is it fear, or has he just really never felt it to say it? I think that that's going to be interesting when he marries his wife. If he's paired with someone, who is quick to say it, which he was paired with someone who will be quick to say it, I believe. I wonder, will he be able to rise to the challenge and be able to really express himself on an emotional level and on an intimate level, because he's never done it before. He says he has great love examples. He came up with a conservative upbringing. Ryan is Black, but he has always dated Caucasian women, and he has experienced discrimination because of it. He said that he was in a relationship with a Caucasian woman, and another woman walked up to him and just blatantly told them how wrong they were to be together, which, people are bold, which is crazy to me. All right, next we have Paige, who is 26, who's an accountant / realtor. Paige is a very interesting, very beautiful woman. And I don't know. She says she's always wanted marriage, doesn't want to waste time, and wants to be committed. I put that she seems in love with love. You know how you meet people who are so eager to be married and be committed that sometimes that love for love clouds the reality of what it takes to really be in a successful and committed marriage. Granted, if you've never been married before, you can only go by others' experiences to prepare yourself. I don't think you're ever truly just ready for marriage. I think that there is always great learning that happens in the beginning of a covenant. But she seems in love with more of the idea of marriage than maybe being in love with a person. I don't know how to say it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? She's Christian. She says that God led her to do this. And she wants children soon. She wants a child within the year or 2 years. That's pretty quick. Jacob is 38. He's the oldest this season, and he's a senior IT person. And he put that he's an ex-fat kid, and he's a bodybuilding enthusiast. He wants communication, willing to work through issues, and wants to give love a chance. He said that in the past, he kept on passing on women because he always thought that he was settling and that there was more out there or better out there. But he realized that he's pushing 40 and that if he doesn't stop doing that, that he might really miss out on an opportunity to grow old with someone. He's a dog lover. He's a handyman. He's an 80s enthusiast, right? He's optimistic. He's a fixer. He turned down love when he was younger, but is now afraid to grow old alone. So he's ready to commit. Vincent, who is 28, is an auto broker. He's a family man because he said that he doesn't have the best relationship with his parents. So he wants to be a family man and change that with his wife and his children. He never had a family. He has strained relationship with parents. He has an absent father. His ex, the reason that they broke up is because he wanted to become an entrepreneur. He wanted to start a business, and his ex was absolutely not supportive of that. She was not comfortable that he did not have a corporate job or did not hold a degree, which honestly, that's her choice. You know, being with someone who's an entrepreneur, especially if it's a startup, is a great risk. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with counting up the costs and saying, hey, the life that you want isn't for me. They weren't married. And I don't really believe in commitment until engagement anyway, but that's just me personally. Shout out to Janice Hilton. He wants compatibility and interest. He wants a teammate, someone who's going to be supportive and someone who's going to push him to his dreams. Let's see. We have Virginia. This is last but not least. She is 26. Is she the youngest? No, Paige is 26 as well. So her and Paige tie for the youngest this season. And she is a customer experience specialist. I don't know what that is, but All right, she is a party girl. She says she likes to go to bars. She likes to get inebriated. She, likes to leave before guys can get a chance to truly know her or hurt her. She's a child of divorce. And she hated that her parents were divorced. It caused a lot of problems with her growing up and with who she is today. She has attachment and abandonment issues that she believes that she projects upon her dog. Is another dog lover. And she wants a stable relationship, but she does not want anyone who is going to make her settle down. Sometimes I wonder, do the experts just pick a couple just for drama? Because to me, all of that says, sis, you don't want no marriage. You think you do, but you ain't ready. I just wonder, do they just say, you know what, that fifth couple, let us just pick them for drama, just to keep the people watching. Because when I hear something like that, I'm like, you don't want no marriage? I hope she proves me wrong, you guys. Okay, so those are our 10 people who will be paired into 5 couples. So we have Brianna and Vincent, who will be paired together. The outspoken optimist and the legacy builder. Then we have Haley and Jacob, who will be married. Haley is always a bridesmaid, and Jacob is Mr. Last Chance for Love. Paige and Chris will be matched. And Paige is destined for love, and Chris is #blessed. Virginia and ERIK will be matched. And Virginia is Miss Fun Loving, and ERIK is Mr. Flying Solo. Honey, these two are so polar opposites. I don't know, y'all. And then we have, last but not least, Clara and Ryan. Clara is Miss Sassy and Spunky, and Ryan is Mr. Confident and Calculated. Here are your season 12 Married at First Sight Atlanta couples. Are you guys excited? Tell me in the comments who you think is a well-matched couple, and who do you think is a poorly matched couple? I'll go ahead and tell you what I think. Brianna and Vincent. I think that they were well matched. Haley and Jacob. I don't believe that they were well matched. Paige and Chris. Even though they both are weirdos, I believe that they are well matched. Virginia and ERIK. I do not believe that they are well matched. Clara and Ryan, that's my wild card. It seems like they should be, but I just don't know. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this. If you made it to the end of this video, put #blessed. I love you guys. If you made it to the end of this video and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button and join the Fruitful Family tree. We would love to have you. And until next time, be fruitful and multiply. Bye, y'all.